Welcome back into Evening Plus. We are going to chat a little bit about the FAFSA application here tonight. That's the application for student financial aid if you have a child going to college very soon. The application just opened up in the last couple of weeks, and it can be a tricky one, but one that's really important. So we have an expert here to chat with us about it. Joining us virtually is Jack Wallace with Y Refi. That's a consumer finance lending company. Jack, thanks so much for joining us tonight. This application just opened up, and it can be quite a process for families to get through. Walk us through what folks need to be keeping in mind as they walk through this process.
Well, it opened up early this year, and it's a lot easier than it was about 2 years ago. We're down to about 40 questions instead of 100. And so it's a lot easier and takes a lot less time. And I tell you, the high school class of 2026 in Michigan is doing a good job because as of right now, they're ranked number 14 in the nation in terms of completing the FAFSA form for their class. And what we want to do is get them like the Michigan basketball team and get in that Final Four group. But what we want to do is go to studentaid.gov and make sure that the student sets up a portal, and the parent or guardian who provides the most amount of financial support to the student needs to do the same. We want to do it sooner than later. FAFSA is first come, first serve in terms of awards, and it's not a bottomless pit of money. The other thing to remember is that not only does the federal government look at FAFSA, but so does the state of Michigan and the colleges and universities that the students may be applying. So you get a trifecta here in the ability to get financial aid and keep those loans down to a minimum. Having said that, what we also want to do is to make sure not to leave any blanks in the application. So fill in the blanks, all of them. The other issue is that we have the ability this year situation can be sent right directly from Treasury to the Department of Education for determining the family financial status. And that's been a big problem, a big obstacle in the past for families not wanting to share this stuff with the students. So those are two good recommendations to follow when you complete this form, which they need to do if they haven't done it as soon as they see this segment.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned, it's been open for a bit now, and the sooner the better, because eventually, that money does dwindle down. As far as, deadlines and where folks are in the, college application process, what does that look like?
Well, it depends on whether you went in early admission or not. But, the deadline for filling out FAFSA is not till June 30th, but you want to get it done today, tomorrow, by the Christmas holidays, so that you're in that bucket money sooner as opposed to later. Because obviously, a lot of places had a December 1 deadline for early admission stuff. So hopefully they already got their FAFSA forms completed.
And I think you kind of were starting to get into this a moment ago. Last year, there were some issues with glitches, delays with the application. Can you walk us through that and what folks should keep in mind if they run into anything like that this year?
Yeah, the last year and the year before, the rollouts were unmitigated disasters and were 3-4 months late, which meant that decisions were late, information getting to the schools to get their award letters were out. But this year it opened 2 weeks early, and the glitches seem to be pretty much all gone. So there's no excuse not to fill out the form and to do it right away. And as I said, for many people, it'll be less than 40 questions, which will take a lot less time. You're going to need your social security number. And if you're not going to check the box for the IRS to send the information directly to the Department of Education, you're going to need your tax information for the previous tax year. So that's what you'll need to be prepared.
All right. Jack, any last minute tips before we let you go today? Any other little things for people to be keeping in mind as they get this done, hopefully sooner rather than later?
They go to studentaid.gov as soon as we sign off the air.
All right, there you go. You heard it from Jack. Get it done as soon as possible. That way it's out of your hair and you can hopefully take advantage of as much aid as possible. Jack Wallace, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Nice to be with you and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.